In pressure, she's sacked him! A great bull rush by Chris Jones!
When it gets tough, you know, he's going to be there, battle. Players appreciate it.
The Chiefs put the hammer down with a 34-yard touchdown pass! The 10, still not down. Oh, what a run! Out of this world! Nick Bolton at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown!
All right. As far as the injuries go, really, it was just Frank Clark. And not just, but it was Frank Clark that has a groin strain. So we'll see how he does here. He's got a little bit of time here, which is a good thing to recover. Our fans were unbelievable. I literally mentioned it before the game to the guys. There's a lot of red there. There's a lot of black too, and it's just going to be continuous noise throughout the game. So normally when your defense on an away game doesn't have to worry about the noise, they were going to have to worry about it today, and my hat goes out to our fans. I thought our run defense and pass defense were tremendous. The fourth down stand, I thought, kind of set the tempo for the game as we went. Mike Dana, he doesn't get mentioned very often, with a couple sacks in there, along with Chris Jones and George. So our defensive front, I thought, it starts with them, and I thought they played well. Our young defensive secondary, I thought, also played well, especially the safeties. They don't get a lot of credit for what they do, but I thought they really played well and very aggressive. On offense, starts with the offensive line, just like it does on the other side with the defensive line. I thought we did a good job against what I thought was a good defensive front. Both 98 and 99 are good rushers, and our guys did a good job there. So it was good to see KT get a back-to-back game like that, and back-to-back touchdowns. One got called back, and he got another one right after that. So he's tough to bring down, and great quickness. Justin Watson starting it off with the big catch. Pat was on fire. 105 quarterback rating again. I mean, he's throwing these things out there like they're nothing, and but that was a big play again, setting the tempo. And then Kelsey again doing what he's done. I know he came up a couple catches short of the record, but he, in my mind, he's got the record. So, and then Juju and all the guys. I mean, they all played well. So the receiving core. And then Tommy on special teams, I mean, what a weapon he's become. So I thought he really did a nice job kicking the ball, punting the ball. It was good for Bud to get a field goal in there too. So with that, time's yours. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I mean, you still got to take care of business. Our guys understand that. We'll give them a few days off there next week, and then get them back in and towards the end of the week and get some practice in there. But and then start the regular week after that. But to just take a step back and get yourself where you feel stronger and healthier, so on. So mentally and physically is a good thing.
Obviously, you got the number one seed before, but you had a lot of changes in this offseason. What was the challenge about getting this particular group to this point?
Yeah, well, listen, I give credit to the coaches and the players for that. It started with Pat taking the receiving core. That's where he had a bunch of new guys that he was going to have to deal with in just a split second. So, and with accuracy, and he was able to do that and get them on the same page. He's taking a bow back there. And then, defensively with all the young guys that Brett brought in, not only were they tremendous players, but they worked like crazy to step up and do the job that they did, particularly in the secondary. Every week they got a little bit better. So, but my hat goes off to the coaches. Coaches worked hard. Players worked hard. Good things have happened to this point. We still have some games left here, so we need to take care of business on that. But.
Andy, the spinning huddle, have you been watching the 1948 Rose Bowl film again, or where'd that come from, and what's the benefit of doing that?
Well, you saw how it ended up. That's the benefit. So it's just to create a little bit of confusion and then line up in something that's not familiar to the opposing team. I thought the guys executed it well. We ended up with the holding call on it, but they did good with it. And the players enjoy doing that stuff. So a little creativity that they come up with these things. So we just throw them out there and let them work them.
That's what I want to ask you about that. To some degree, it's for competitive advantage, but at some level, is it still want to just make this fun and creative for them?
You do, but you want to score too. I mean, it's not fun when you're not doing that.
Who can't be with us idea?
Well, we've done it. We've kind of messed around with it in practice, but Pat, we call it the laboratory in there. He gets the guys down there, and then they don't put their name on it. They just bring it to me, and I've got 51% of the vote. So if I like it, we go with it. Well, it was in the Christmas spirit. It was reindeer personnel, and then Arctic Circle here.
Coach, you seem to dominate physically both sides of the football today. Did that surprise you at all? That the Raiders just seemed like they
I think Josh has done a heck of a job now. I mean, nobody's had more close games than what he's had, and that's in your first year. I mean, it's a tribute to him and his guys for playing like they do. So we knew that coming in here, that they were playing well. I mean, they just held the 49ers to that last week, and so we need to make sure they got our complete attention. But our guys did a good job. We needed to get the three phases working together, and I thought the guys did that. All three phases showed up and did a nice job.
Coach, what was the preparation now going from Derek Carr to Jarrett Stidham, just in your preparation, getting ready for a different guy who's kind of a dual threat guy, unlike Carr?
Yeah, so I didn't know much about Stidham other from his college tape, and I really liked him coming out. Derek Carr, I got a ton of respect for. I've had a chance to coach him in the Pro Bowl, and so both of them, Stidham, for a young guy, it looks like he has a nice career ahead of him. And Derek, he'll hook on with somebody, and I'm sure, and do a great job there if he's not back here, right? So he's a true pro and a heck of a football player.
Andy, Chris tied a career high in sacks. He talked to us in the offseason just about leaving some plays on the field in that AFC Championship game. Did you see that motivation kind of lead to what he accomplished this year?
Yeah, he worked tremendously hard in the offseason, and not that he hasn't been, but he really worked hard at it. I think he and Joe Cullen hit it off, and they have a nice little thing going there, chemistry-wise, and so I think that was a plus. Joe's a master technician, especially in the pass rush game, both things, but pass rush in particular. And I'm sure Chris would tell you he gave him a couple little things he could use, and Chris did the rest.
How about Holthus and what's obviously he's come quite a way since the second half of the season. What about his development?
Yeah, I'm proud of that kid because it's hard. It's hard to make it through as a rookie. Period. 17 games, but get better every week at that position. Is something. I mean, it's as much mental as it is physical, and he is relentless. You see him at practice; he goes 100 miles an hour at practice, and he transfers that into games. So my hat goes off to him.
Andy, you spoke about Kadarius earlier. I just wonder if you could elaborate on the dimension he seems to be giving you, the versatility and explosiveness, and especially at this time of year.
Yeah, he does, and the way we're running the ball, our running backs are working like crazy on that, and you saw the big one that 10 had at the end, but you kind of mix that in, and Kadarius has got a little bit of each. He's got the receiving part, and then you hand him the football, and he can do some damage. So, and he loves to play. I mean, that's the thing you appreciate about him.
McKinnon had a 6th straight game with a touchdown. How critical has he been to this offense?
Say that one more time.
McKinnon has had his 6th straight game with a touchdown. How critical has he been to this offense?
Yeah, big. I wasn't sure who you asked about, but that good, yes.
Coach, I want to ask you about Max Crosby. Seems like he was able to do some things against your offense today. What does a guy like that bring to the Raiders team?
Yeah, so that's something. He's an all-pro player, and he's 100 miles an hour, likewise every play, and he's got to get there. Going against his old teammate, and those two get after each other. Wiley, I'm talking about. So college teammate. But my hat goes off to him. He's going to get there. You know, he's a good player. He's going to get there every once in a while, but you just want to make sure it doesn't completely disrupt your offense.
Last one.
Coach, just the first half there was a sack, interception, Juju big play, Tony big play, touchdown. Just seeing the defense and the offense just gel during that stretch, and you saw a lot more of that this time around. How key is it, obviously, getting both sides gelling like that going into the playoff?
Yeah, we needed that. We really hadn't put it all together. I thought this was a good time that, if I had to pick a time to do it, this was a good time to do it. We strive for it every week, but it seemed like it all kind of came together today, which was a plus.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay, good.
Coach Reid at the podium, 7 years, 10 years as the Chiefs head coach, but the last 7 years, amazing what he has done. 37-5 against the division. The Chiefs get the victory, 31-13 over the Raiders. Matt McMullen joins me, senior team reporter. Chiefs are the 1 seed. Chiefs Kingdom, you're the 1 seed. You'll get a bye to start the playoffs. How exhilarating was this victory?
It's just awesome. And we talked all week about finishing the season strong, right? Getting the 1 seed, but also feeling good going into the playoffs. And this may have been the Chiefs' best game all year in terms of being a complimentary football kind of game. They're great in all 3 phases. The offense was 4 of 4 in the red zone. The defense had 6 sacks and 2 takeaways, and special teams were perfect. You could not have asked for a better game from the Chiefs here today. And we're 14-3, Mitch. How about that?
Chris Jones ties his career-high single season with 15.5 sacks. But let's talk about the complimentary football. Let's kind of weave you through this, how it happened. It started with Tommy Townsend punting the ball. His punt up 7-3 goes to the 5-yard line. That led to a Thornhill interception. Let's just take it from right there. The first of 7 things that happened complimentary sequence-wise, those are the first 2. Townsend was brilliant in this game.
Yeah, it's true complimentary football, right? Football and plays don't happen in a vacuum. And when all 3 phases for the Chiefs are clicking like this, I truly do not think they can lose. And to be +2 in the giveaway takeaway in this game, and for Tommy Townsend to consistently flip the field the way that he did. He had 4 punts in this game, landed 3 of them inside the 20, included a long of 61. And Najee Johnson and Chris Lamons also had great plays and coverage on those punts. We're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes and the offense,
we'll
and
get
defense
there
as well, but Tommy was great here today.
But Thornhill had one of those 2 interceptions. That's the next part of this, and it allowed Mahomes to have the short field. They get the touchdown, and to go up 14-3. Ronald Jones, the second, was
good
involved.
For him, right?
Oh, so awesome for him. Everybody's been waiting. When's he going to play? He played today, and he was a factor. But there's the third piece. Thornhill's pick gives the short field to Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. They cash in, and now you're ahead by 2 scores at 14-3.
And then when it's 21-3 with Kadarius Toney's touchdown as well. The only bummer with that possession is Kadarius didn't get the touchdown on the first play. Maybe one of the more creative plays that we've ever seen. Put it in the Hall of Fame for creative plays. Got the Chiefs inside the 5, though, and then Kadarius punched it in a play later.
And prior to that, though, the Chiefs get a 4th down stop at the 2. So there's the next piece of the complimentary play of all 3 phases. Then the Chiefs go 98 yards, get your touchdown. Then there's a sack strip by Mike Dana, recovered by Karlaftis, and the Chiefs get a Harrison Butker field goal at the end of the half to go up 24-3. That's the sequence that took this game from being a struggle to a contest where the Chiefs then dominated.
Yeah, so let's look at the Raiders' offensive possessions in the first half of this game. They had 4 of them. They go field goal, interception, turnover on downs at the 2, as you mentioned, and then that fumble. And the Chiefs, meanwhile, were cashing in over and over again. It was a true complimentary effort on both sides of the ball. And then for Butker to get the field goal at the end of the first half as well, he's feeling good about that. No team wants to face the Chiefs right now in the postseason, and this first half proved that.
And we're going to get to the offense even more as the show goes on. But Mahomes efficient today, tough, and sets an all-time National Football League record for a quarterback with total offensive yards. The best ever in a league that started in 1921.
So he finished today 18 of 26 for 202 passing yards and a touchdown. Also had 29 rushing yards. As you said, he finishes with 5,614 total yards of offense. That's rushing, passing, and receiving, because he had a 6-yard reception last week. That's an NFL record, as you mentioned. He also finishes with more than 5,200 passing yards and 41 touchdowns. He is the MVP of the National Football League.
No joke and no contest. All right, let's go back to the podium as the Chiefs celebrate this victory and they get the bye.
Patrick asked Andy about this. I'm sure you heard it, but you guys had a lot of changes this offseason. What do you think allowed you to still wind up here as number 1?
I mean, it starts with the organization and the coaches. I mean, they've set a culture here that I mean, it was started before I was even here, and so you get a lot of guys in here that learn how we do things. We have a lot of veterans on our team, and when you bring in new guys, you just show them by the way you act. And luckily for us, Brett Veach and Coach Reid brought in a lot of guys that were ready to work and wanted to get out there as quickly as possible. And I think you've seen as the season's gone on, those rookies are getting better, and then the veterans are starting to hit the right moment going into the playoffs.
Patrick, you all seem to have a lot of fun out there today to bring around the Rosie formation. Even Colin Saunders lining up in the backfield. Colin tells me in the locker room if you had thrown it to him, he would have caught it. What's your confidence level that if you do throw it to Saunders, he's able to secure that for a touchdown?
I told Colin, I was like, I'm pretty sure Trav was wide open as my second read, but I was just like, I got to give him a chance. And there was like a linebacker almost stumbled. I don't know if he'd have caught it. He actually has really good hands, but I don't know about his vertical, so I don't know if I'd have been able to throw him a jump ball. Yeah, we work on stuff throughout the entire season, and then try to call it in the right moments. And Coach Reid gives us some freedom to do some of our own flair to it, and so that circle one was one that we had ran some plays like it, and we talked about it on the side, and we were like, hey, let's see if we do this, get some confusion going to throw something back. And all the things, it has to work, and it worked. We just got the holding penalty. So we'll have to get some good stuff going for the playoffs, and whenever we run it has to work.
Patrick, how much was the circle play? First of all, was it snow globe or Arctic Circle? And second, how much did you have to say in how that got designed to begin with?
Yeah, it's a combination. It's like reindeer personnel, Arctic Circle, snow globe. I just call it snow globe's easiest way to. That's why I said it out there. It's the easiest way to say it. It's a long play call, but yeah, it was something we had kind of practiced on actually last year of doing that kind of getting confusion going and getting to the line and snapping it. We didn't get the chance to run it last year. It kind of got thrown, not away, but you kind of, as season gets started up, you go back to the basics. And as the season went back on, I was like kind of nudging Coach Reid. I was like, hey, let's bring it back in a different way. And we didn't have that throwback on it the last time we ran it. So hopefully we can maybe do it again and get back to whatever we ran last time and get another touchdown.
Patrick, you were pretty critical of your own play last week. Your first pass today obviously goes for 67. Can you walk us through that? It didn't look like Justin was your first read on that play. I wonder if you could walk us through that, and also just hitting a deep ball on your first pass.
Yeah, I mean, I still could have been better, especially in the second half. But, yeah, it was nice to get that going early, especially. And like you said, Justin wasn't the first read, but he was kind of like those alert. He's like an alert where you get your eyes there just to see. And he did a good job on that motion. He didn't get the ball thrown to him all practice, and he was just staying alive. And they played a coverage that they don't play a lot. Where they're playing a little two into the field. He kind of got down that where would be the red line, the sideline, and I was able to get the ball to him to make a play. I was disappointed he didn't score. He's supposed to be like the fastest dude on the field, but he didn't get in there. So I'm sure McCole and Marquez will give him a little crap for that.
Hey, Patrick, I'm wondering what it felt like to step on the field for the first time after Damar Hamlin's injury.
Yeah, it was definitely weird, man. I mean, it's a game that you love. A game that you love, that you've played your entire life, and you've enjoyed, had so many great moments, and it's brought so many great things to you. But obviously, with the situation that happened on Monday night with Damar, I mean, you still have that in the back of your mind. Not him going down or anything like that, but just you want to be there for him. There's so much stuff bigger than football that was kind of in your mind. And so I was just glad we were able to get out there, and even though we were the first team back, we were able to get through there with not a lot of injuries, and guys were able to just go out there and enjoy it and have fun again. And I said it at the end of the game there to the broadcast, but it helped out a lot that he was able to make that video. Even though I didn't see it, he made the video and was able to talk to his teammates again, and everything's looking great because that gives you the little bit of that final thing, like, all right, this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to go out there and give joy to not only us, but the rest of the world watching us.
We'll do three more.
Patrick, you're 27-3 against the AFC West. Did division wins mean more to you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was something that was instilled with me right when I got here. Is we were going to focus on the AFC West opponents. We believe we have one of the best divisions, not the best division in football. And so we know if we can handle business in the AFC West, it's going to put us in the position to be where we want to be at the end of the year. And so like I've said a lot, is our first goal is win the AFC West. Second goal is to get home field advantage, which we're in a weird spot there. But now we're going to get this bye and try to get back to the playoffs, get a home game at Arrowhead, and try to handle business there against what will be another great football team. If you look at the AFC in general, every single team, 1 through really 8, 9, can make a run at the Super Bowl. So we know we're going to get a good test no matter who it is.
Patrick, just again back to the spin play, just in this sense, how much does that speak to just sort of the general creativity among you guys and how it keeps this fresh and vibrant in a lot of ways that go to work?
Yeah, no, I mean,
follow up.
Yeah, you have to have fun out there. I mean, we practice hard. We go out there and we try to get the best out of every single day. But the coaches let us have fun, and I think that's what keeps us going. And it's a long season, a lot of practices, and sometimes you just want to play the games. But we built this culture of let's go out there and practice, have a great time doing it, enjoy it, have fun. But at the same time, let's be great. And that's stuff that, like I said, was here before I even got here, and I'm just glad I'm in this organization and get to do it every single day.
And then just a quick follow-up, just seeing Kadarius, again, add another dimension. How much do you think he's looking like he'll be a real factor for you guys going forward in ways that, we couldn't have seen before?
Yeah, even more than I think we thought. I mean, we knew he was talented, but for him to get accustomed to the offense this fast and be able to be out there for multiple plays now, and even if he's not getting the football, he's in the right spot, he's doing the right things, he's getting himself open. It just adds another dimension. He's a special type of talent that's different than any player that I think I've played with as far as the way he's able to move. And so he's getting better and better at running routes that we run in this offense. I think y'all saw that today. And now let's try to get 17 back, another speed guy, and I think this offense can even take it even another step.
Pat, just wondering about Max Crosby. We played him against him now for a few years here. As a quarterback, does he always capture your attention, know where he is? What's he doing?
He's an absolute monster. I mean, at the end of the day, that's it. I mean, we know. I mean, we have a plan for him. Everybody has a plan for him. He does a good job of still making an impact on the game. And we go at it. I mean, he's a competitor like I am, but I have so much respect for him because the way he plays. Because sometimes when you're that good and that talented, you can take plays off, and he takes 0 plays off. He plays the run, the pass, whatever it is, every single play as hard as you can.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to start it off?
What do you think the bye week will give you the most benefit?
Yeah, I feel like it benefits our defense just getting some rest. Some guys got dinged up in the back half of the season, so opportunity to get healthy, get fresh, and just kind of clean up some small things. We had we played on Saturday, played on Sunday, played on Saturday again, so it's been quick turnarounds. Get to go back and watch the tape, so some hope we can clean up prior games and clean that stuff up heading into the playoffs.
What was your confidence level that you guys would still be here after, you lost some leaders on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, man. I think that's a testament to our vets and our coaches. They came in since training camp and are trying to push us every single day, finding new leaders. We got the vet guys, Chris, Frank. Juan's been here played a lot of football for us, and Jay Reese coming in from Houston. He played a lot of football for us, and so we had a good nucleus of guys, and got a lot of young guys who are willing to buy in and do their job and do their 111th and communicate, and also just respect those other guys and come in and work every single day. And I praise those guys that we lost. Kind of set the standard of what we want to do here, and we just had some guys come in and just buy into that, and it helped us out a lot.
Did it ever get dicey at all? I mean, in training camp, and you're seeing those rookies go through the growing pains because you guys were playing so many of them?
Yeah, man. I was there just a year ago, so I know how it can be up and down and how the training camp goes. When guys get dinged up, I see those guys still competing, push through. All our rookies, they did that throughout training camp, and it kind of benefited them going into the season, helping them make a back push for these last couple games.
Nick, you talked about training camp. You guys that came to this season with a lot of goals that you wanted to accomplish. Do you feel like you guys, at the end of the season now, do you feel like you guys have accomplished that?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, like Patrick mentioned earlier, we kind of want to come in and win the AFC West. We know how good our division is. So that's our first one, and also getting home field advantage. And it's still in kind of a dicey situation with that one. But, again, kind of our goals, we kind of accomplished those. And our next goal is kind of compete for a Super Bowl. We got a week off, and we come back and kind of compete for that as well.
Nick, can you see some of the biggest improvements that you all can make defensively going into the playoffs, knowing some of the teams that you had trouble with, like a Buffalo or Cincinnati, if you faced them?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, those games we didn't tackle very well, and I didn't really tackle that good today. So just cleaning that up. I feel like those run out the catch and yards at the catches with playmakers on those two teams especially. Those guys can catch the ball and get vertical and make plays, and so we just got to tackle it well in the playoffs in order to have a chance.
In your opinion, what is the best thing that makes Chris who he is on the field?
Man, I guess the biggest thing is just him being him. He doesn't try to be anybody else. He knows who he is. He comes in every single day and tries to give his best, and that's the only thing we can ask for. He comes in, he plays 3 tech, play the shade, play the end, plays the pass, hold off double teams. He keeps our linebackers clean. That's been a benefit for me for sure, and then also for Willie and the other guys, and also the D linemen. We always know that Trish don't get the slide, so backside usually can get one-on-ones, and so I help the backside generate pressure, and that's good for our defense as well.
Couple more.
Patrick talked a lot about the culture of this team. What have you seen since you joined here the Kansas City Chiefs and the culture and how you become a part of that?
Oh, yeah. Since I came here, the standard's always been winning. We come in training camp, we bust our butts off to try to put ourselves in position to win games and ultimately win the AFC West. And so Coach Reid and our coaches, Coach Spags, they do a great job pushing us every single day, try to put ourselves in that position. And as we kept going, when the roads get tough, it brings us together, lean on the leaders a lot, and forces us to kind of grow together. Young guys, again, those guys have been terrific. They've been buying into the culture and pushing themselves every single day to get better. And I think that's what it takes to be good in this league.
Last one, Nick, you've seen it in practice, but to see it in a game today with the Arctic Circle, the spinning around play from the offense, just what was your first reaction when they showed that in practice?
Yeah, I actually didn't see that in the game today, so I might not speak correctly on that, but I see them do it in practice. They kind of do it every week, and so they just have fun with it, man, and never don't know who's getting the ball. Those guys are playmakers, they're dynamic on offense, and Coach Reid does a great job putting guys in position to make plays.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new Kansas City Chiefs single-season record holder for total tackles, Nick Bolton. Congratulations, first of all. DJ had the record. Derek Johnson had it in 2011, but a great job today.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. Just an honor to be on the list with those type of guys. I mean, DJ, man, we all know he runs to the organization, man, and the grit, the toughness, the tackling, everything, man. It's just idealized of how to be a linebacker in this league, and so it's just a great honor. Thankful to God for that, and just being echelon with those guys, man.
And 2 Texans, by the way. He's a Waco Lion, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's a little bit more West than I am, but yeah, it's just an honor, man. Shout out to the Texas guys, man. It's been an honor being in Chiefs history, man.
Okay, and Foye Oluokun doesn't get, he might be leading the NFL at the end of Week 16. But let's talk about team, because you're Week 18, the team here. But just to get this bye week, to get the 1 seed, what does that mean?
Oh, man, it's huge for us, man. It's kind of one of our goals we kind of set up in training camp in St. Joe's. We kind of want to win the AFC West and then put ourselves in position to get a first round bye. And it's just an honor to be in that, and it's an honor to be in this position. It helps a lot for us. I've got a lot of guys beamed up in the back part of the season, so those guys get a chance to get healthy. We play on a Saturday, played on a Sunday, they play on a Saturday, so we also got some time to kind of catch up on tape and clean up on some things that maybe it could hurt us in playoffs, so we just didn't have time to clean up or didn't watch yet, so that's also beneficial for us.
And Nick, how tough was this week? I mean, we had the Damar Hamlin situation, continue to pray for him on the front end, but this game got moved up to Saturday. How much of a challenge was that for you guys?
Yeah, first off, I want to give players, Damar Hamlin and his family, again, health and family is kind of the main things for me. I just kind of want to wish him a big shout out for that, and I'm glad he's doing well.
The Star Spangled Banner.
Man, kind of upped our preparation up a little bit, but our coaches do a hell of a job setting out a plan for us, getting us in line, and just go out there and let us play fast, and I feel like that helped us a lot this week.
People talk about complementary football all the time. How much was this maybe the best example of all 3 phases working together?
Oh, yeah, man. Special shout out to Tommy Townsend. Man, he kicked a hell of a game, man. It changed the field for us a lot. Made us play a situational defense back and play backed up and kind of forced them to kind of concede on a couple of drives. And so that was great for us, man, and great for our special teams and offense and defense, man. It's the first time really I feel like this year we played together all 4 quarters, and it helped us out in the end.
And defending Josh Jacobs, the NFL's leading rusher. What did it take to do that today? Because he didn't really get out the gate for any big runs.
Yeah, man, our front 4, they played a hell of a job. Our linebackers got downhill, kind of got the double teams off of them, let our D-line go to work, and that helped us out a lot. We were able to kind of mix it up a little bit, blitz a little bit, play a little too high, play a cover 3 a little bit, and kind of mix it up for him so he just couldn't get a real flow of the game. And I know he's kind of beamed up too as well. So, again, wish the guy health, but I think our D-line played a hell of a game today.
And then Jarrett Stidham. I mean, he lit up the 49ers last week. How did you guys prepare for him?
Yeah, man, our corners were able to get hands on him, kind of messed up the timing up a little bit, and our D-line again. They made him move around the pocket all game and kind of helped us in the back end, extended downs, movement out from his throwing hand, helped us out a lot. So I think our front 4 had a hell of a game today.
And 6 sacks in this game, but how Chris Jones? Yeah. I mean, just how amazing has he been this year for you guys?
Yeah, most dominant D-tackle in football this year, by far. Man, that man does a hell of a job. He creates one-on-ones for everybody else on the backside, allows me and Willie to be clean when we're playing along with Leo. And, again, you can't really ask for a better D-tackle, best D-tackle in football.
You get a bye week. You're a 1 seed. What are you going to do?
Hey, man, I feel like I haven't been the best brother, best son, so got my family in town, so I'm definitely going to enjoy that.
Chill out, my friend. You deserve it.
Yep.
This is the new Kansas City Chiefs single-season record holder, Nick Bolton, and he might be the NFL leader this year. Come on, Foya Luakon, don't take him out. So anyway, terrific victory and a great job all season long by Nick Bolton.
Chris tied a career high today for season sacks, 15.5. You talked to us in the offseason about trying to have this kind of season based on the way last year finished. Can you just kind of walk us through this journey you've had this year?
It's been fun. We still got a ways to go. Leading into the playoff, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And I think we finished in a good mind frame, good place as a D-line overall. My supporting cast, what those guys been able to do for me, free me open, Joe Cullen, bringing him in as a mentor for me and as a D-line coach has completely transpired my game, whether it's the run game or the pass rush. So I'm very grateful.
How eager are you, or have you been for a while, to play in the playoffs based on how last year ended?
You know, last year stuck with me. I had 2 critical plays that I should have made that I missed, and we know how the game went. So this year we're eager to get after it after the bye week, of course, and home field advantage.
Chris, what specifically has Joe Cullen done for you in your game?
Most importantly, we have the same mind frame and passion towards pass rushing. And, you know, I love to pass rush. Natural born pass rusher. But we emphasize on improving in the run this year, taking my game to another level on the pass rush and the run game, and pushing me to become a more complete player than just a pass rusher.
Chris, is there an extra bit of satisfaction when a team knows they're double teaming you, you know they're double teaming you, that the slot's coming to you, and you still get a sack like the first one today?
It's more so understanding. I know it's coming. I haven't seen it throughout the year, and it's about my counter reaction. I'm going to play it what I'm able to do in this defense that Spags allowed me to do, and the first one's very successful with it.
Chris, this is the first game since DeMar Hamlin was hurt. I wondered how you processed any of that, if it was or wasn't a factor anyway before you got out there and played.
Thoughts and prayers go out to DeMar. I read that he's actually talking now. He sent a message to the team, and that's tremendous. To watch that from home on my couch, which it could have been one of my brothers who I played with. I definitely was affected emotionally, and going into this game, being the first game that's played since that incident that happened, you know, it was heavy on my heart. I said a prayer for him, and I said a prayer for my teammates also to ensure their safety.
And were you able to be out of your mind basically once you started playing?
I don't think it's ever out of your mind as a player to experience that. I think you try to mask it with what's going on in your surroundings.
Chris, I asked you last week about Colin Saunders and him being healthy. This week you got a chance on offense. Did you see his play, and what did you think about it?
Pat should have threw it. Pat should have threw it. I'm blaming Pat. It's the quarterback fault. We've been working that play since week 1 of the season. And I think this is the second time they called it. The first time they called the timeout. Coach Reid took him out. Second time, Pat should have threw it, but the defensive DB ran upfield, which forced Colin to kind of angle it out, and he wanted to,
Was it a good route?
With the circumstances, I can't go against my guy. He's a deep block guy, yeah.
Okay. You faced Derek Carr a number of times. You've gotten the car. The first time you faced now Jarrett Stidham. What did you see in that quarterback, that new quarterback that got his first start last week?
He's very poised. I think with repetition, he can be a good quarterback in this league. He'll stand in the pocket. He'll take a hit. He's very patient with it. Yeah. He's understanding of the game. Very shifty also. So much respect to him and Raiders organization for believing in him and actually starting him over Derek Carr. Wish him much success. Not against the Chiefs, though.
Hey, Chris, how complete of a game was today's defensive performance? You seem to always be critical of you look at performances with a critical eye. How would you rate today?
We dropped a few interceptions. We let 2 to 3 quarterback runs get out past 6 to 8 yards. I mean, we can be better in that area, but I think we played pretty good last game of the season. Knock on wood. Hopefully everyone came out healthy. We got a week off. We came in with the intention knowing what's at stake and what we're fighting for, and we was able to win the game, most importantly. So heading into the playoffs, we get a bye week, we get home field advantage, everything we wanted going into this season, and we're looking forward to the playoffs.
We'll go 3 more. We'll go Sam, Scott, and then Len.
Chris, how different of a player is George Karlaftis from when he first came into training camp to what you're seeing from him now?
I love George, man. You know, like I said earlier, we kind of asked George to step in and be a starter on this defense. It's not comical, but he's answered. I think he's going to be a tremendous player. The more he plays, the more repetition he's out there, the more he's able to feel the game, the more knowledge he has. And you got to be patient with him. He's young. Got to give him time to grow, but I love George. That's my guy.
I have basically the same question, but the way he's been such a consistent sack guy the last 5-6 games, what does that do for you, having another guy who demands that much attention?
What is it, 5 for 5 right now?
I think it's 5 out of 6.
Oh, okay, George. He's been staying with me after practice, working on his pass rushing. The commitment that he's broadcasted throughout the season is starting to show on the field. And sometimes it doesn't translate with your work that you put in, and you expect this, and sometimes you don't get that. And I was telling him, you got to be patient with that. Sometimes it's not for you to get it. You know, it's not in your plan to get as many sacks as you want to get. Sometimes it's about the growing process, what you learn throughout the year to become a player that you're going to be. So he's very understanding to that. I have a lot of talks with him about being patient. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's your first year. We know you want 20 sacks, and you know everybody wants the double-digit sacks, but it's a process that you got to go through in order to achieve that type of success.
Last one, man.
Chris, just this level of satisfaction getting through the season and sweeping the division.
Oh, man, that's refreshing. Listen, you know, going into the year, we had a lot of criticism on we might be the worst team in this division. And I know every player in that locker room and every coach in that locker room heard about it or seen it on social media, on ESPN. And with all the transitions this division made, whether bringing in Chandler Jones, Russell Wilson, and the Chargers adding Khalil Mack, you know, they counted us out. And with Coach Reid and Pat and the supporting cast, we was able to overcome every adversity, every stick and stone that were thrown our way, and go undefeated in the division. So I think that's tremendous. It takes a lot to do that. That's not an easy task. It takes a lot from each individual also to buy in and to truly believe in that. And I'm just extremely proud of these young men.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
So Nick Bolton, man, just so happy for him. What a year he's had. 180 total tackles. That sets the all-time Kansas City Chiefs record held previously by Derek Johnson in 2011. And Foye Oluokun is going to play tonight for Jacksonville against Tennessee. There's a chance Nick Bolton could be the NFL leader this season, the entire league, for total tackles.
Yeah, what a season by him. We knew how good he was last year, obviously, right? This year was big for him, though, because he was going to be the green dot with Anthony Hitchens no longer in town. When the Chiefs are in dime, he's the only linebacker on the field. Huge responsibility for him. He's making all the defensive calls. How is he going to handle that? Well, he's one of the best players in all of football, one of the best defensive players in all of football, and finished the season strong here today with 16 tackles. He is the model of consistency. Now let's keep that going here in the postseason.
Once again, 6 sacks for this defense and 2 takeaways, their best performance of the year and the best complimentary performance. Now, let's set this up. The Chiefs get a bye week. They are the 1 seed. You'll see, have to wait till Sunday night to see how this all shakes out of who's got what seed. But we'll keep you updated, even though there's a bye week next week. You won't have this show, but we're going to be still grinding away to keep you up to get you ready for the playoffs.
This is so important for the Chiefs. The bye is effectively a postseason win. The Chiefs are already going to be in the divisional round of the playoffs, and that game will be at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium no matter what. The beautiful thing about this is if you look at the best teams in the AFC right now, because the Chiefs are the 1 seed, the way everything is falling, it is impossible for the Chiefs to face both Buffalo and Cincinnati in the postseason. That is a huge deal.
It's going to be one or the other.
It's going to be one or the other most likely, but you are not going to face both of them in this postseason. That is huge. That would be a gauntlet. Getting the 1 seed here is huge for the Chiefs as we try to get back to the Super Bowl.
Again, complimentary football. The offense had a big day. The defense had a maybe even bigger day. And the special teams all the way around had a phenomenal day. The Chiefs win it 31-13. For Matt McMullen, I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. Enjoy your 1 seed and enjoy your bye week. We will.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by Community America Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.